Hi, I'm Dennis from the Tice Creek Fitness Center. By now you've reviewed, practiced, and mastered my previous video I called Breathwork for Relaxation. In it, I described a technique that can be done anytime, anywhere, to reduce stress or to do something special for yourself. It's important that you master that technique. And what I mean by mastery is that you're able to perform sequential breaths, something like 5 to 10 or more breaths in a row, before you start this meditation video. If you've attained that mastery, then I want you to sit aligned and let's get started. Okay, I, like many people, suffered from having an overly active mind when I first tried to learn to meditate decades ago. I'd be thinking about, oh, my back is sore, oh, I'm hungry, oh, this is nuts, and I would just have a real difficulty focusing. So being a visual learner, I developed something that I want to share with you that I think can kind of help. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to imagine or think about your brain being the level of your mind. So this area, whether it's your brain, your forehead, or the upper part of your head, it's being the level of your mind. Your heart representing your body, the level of your body. So we have the mind, the body, and then that shape that we created in the first video, where you bring your thumbs down and you rest your fingers down as the level of your soul. So we have 3 levels: your mind, your body, and your soul. And then, when I was a child, going to one of the San Francisco museums, I can remember seeing this pendulum thing hanging from the ceiling. And it was going back and forth, knocking down these pegs. I didn't know what it was. I found out recently that it's something that's called Foucault's pendulum. And what it's used, it's an exhibit to demonstrate the Earth's rotation. Okay. Using the idea of Foucault's pendulum, I've sort of developed a concept of my own. This pendulum, the idea of this, and it's the same idea where it's kind of moving at that rate of speed, really slowly. But if we are imagining this pendulum, or we're visualizing it at the level of our mind, at our brain, when we take a deep breath in, then we expel the air. The pendulum slowly starts to lower. As we inhale, it stops. As we exhale, it lowers. We inhale, it stops. We exhale, it lowers. What I want you to visualize is that as it is lowering, it's developing a channel. It's a sort of a channel that's opening from the top, from our mind, as this lowers. As it lowers, it's developing sort of like a pipeline, a connection between the brain to the level of the heart. So as we exhale, as it lowers, we inhale, it stops. Exhale, it lowers. We inhale, it stops. We exhale, it lowers. The idea is that you will just visualize this pendulum lowering in your mind. Your eyes could be closed or it could be open. It doesn't matter. It could be swinging just left and right, like Foucault's pendulum. Maybe it's even moving with an Earth's rotation or something like that. But it's basically opening up a channel, a connection between your mind and the level of your heart. What's important is that you're not trying to force the pendulum down. You're just allowing it to lower with your breath. So you're not pushing it. As words and thoughts come into your mind, you just let that happen. I'm hungry, my back is sore, the kids are calling, the cat's crying, whatever it is. You let that come in and go out, and then you visualize the pendulum. So don't try to push thoughts out of your mind. That's going to be an impossible thing to do. Thoughts come in, let them go out. Just don't focus on them. What you'll focus on is this just slowly lowering. For some, the lowering of the pendulum can kind of stop here. If it stops here, and then with the next exhalation, it doesn't go any lower, that's okay. This is a process. It's something that you can't force. It has to just slowly be done repeatedly, so that that medallion, or this kind of imagery, slowly starts to go down to connect your mind to the level of your heart, and then it just continues on its path down to the point where, from an imagery standpoint, if we start with a really busy mind, like leaves going everywhere, and this is all the chatter in our mind, right? This is all happening. Then we start visualizing the medallion and our breath. So it's starting to lower, and this is happening. But we refocus on that medallion lowering. Once we start to get to the level of our heart or our body, then we continue. And once again, you're just allowing it to lower. Don't push it. You can't push it. It has to open by itself. All of these leaves that are flying when we begin slowly starts to smooth out to the point where, from a visualization standpoint, it could be the leaves all stacked upon each other, kind of like Pringles. Okay? If you're able to get all the way down here, it's a very interesting place to be. If you're able to master that, then over time, you're able to, with one breath, achieve that connection between your mind, your body, and your soul, and then you'll be in the zone. Practice this. It takes time. It takes patience. But if you can visualize either Foucault's pendulum going back and forth, or this little weight being lowered, give it time. It has to go down by itself. I hope this works for you. Have a great day. Thanks.